Hello and welcome to the Geekonomics Podcast. It's Marc and Bryon here with you. Bryon drinking from his fancy late show with Stephen Colbert cup, rocking the 70s hairstyle since he hasn't been able to get his hair cut in at least a year, and his old man sweater.
It's
How you
my
doing,
cardigan.
Bryon?
First of all, it's a cardigan. Okay. And it keeps me warm when I'm chilly. And
I will say, the wife did get me a sweater for Christmas, like a button-up old man sweater.
Yeah,
which I have. It's on the other side of my computer screen.
this is button up.
Yeah, this one has like the fancy like wood dongle buttons. It's very fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't make me go get mine because I'll show you, but don't worry about it.
I know. Marc, so we got a lot to talk about. A lot
of stuff
cool,
happened.
A lot of cool trailers dropped this week. So we got some cool stuff in the news, and WandaVision, another big show.
Another big reveal.
Wow. So we got a lot to cover, but of course, we always start off with what we've been up to this week. And I'll start because it's the reason I want to start, it's going to connect to last week's conversation. You said, watch the little things. And, I heard middle of the road. People were saying it wasn't fantastic. It wasn't bad. It was ho-hum. So after you gave it a nice little review, I said to Allison, hey, we should finally watch a Little Things. Mark and Claire watched it, and he said it was pretty good.
Yeah.
We watched it this weekend, and we really liked it.
Yeah.
And I will say why I really liked it. The acting was phenomenal, of course. It was so great to see Denzel Washington in something again. I miss him.
Yes. Yeah.
He's such a great actor.
Exactly. That's what I said to Claire. I'm like, this is like Denzel Washington can be in anything. He's like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
I'd watch him do anything, basically.
But the reason we like this movie, well, we like murder mystery stuff, but without ruining it, it was a little bit different. And that little bit different made it more interesting to us. And it was called The Little Things for a reason. And
exactly.
It wasn't a clean-cut case. There is ambiguity there. There is intrigue.
Now, did you catch some of the little things that were going on in the background? We'll talk about that for a little bit. So if you haven't seen it yet, skip a little bit ahead.
Well, but, I mean,
the one thing that I told Claire, and I said I was going to say, I was like, I'm going to see if Bryon caught this too. If you watch the movie,
I did watch
as you're watching it.
Yes.
Every time Jared Leto's character comes on screen, or they're doing something about Jared Leto's character, at the very beginning of the movie, there's a brown car that pulls off into the.
It goes after the girl.
Gas station goes after the girl.
Yeah.
Every time Jared Leto's character is talked about or is about to be on camera, that brown car appears.
I didn't
like the scene with Rami Malek out in the road.
Yeah.
And Jared Leto comes out to meet him.
Yeah.
As they're having their conversation, the brown car goes by. The scene where the girl's running.
Yeah.
Away, like she's running with her friend, and then she peels off and goes the one direction.
Yeah, the car was following.
Brown
her.
Car goes by.
Yeah, we knew.
When Denzel Washington's at the stoplight, and all the police cars go by.
Yeah.
The car across from him at the street light is the brown car. That brown car goes through the whole movie, and the whole thing I said about it is while they're like Rami Malek's character is so focused on Jared Leto's character. He's missing the little things of that brown car being right next to him the whole time. Like he literally misses the real thing that he should be focusing on because he's too focused over here.
Well, he gets hyper focused on Jared Leto's character because Denzel Washington is hyper focused, and he kind of pushes him in that direction because he becomes. I mean, there are clues to his character, without ruining anything. I'm interested to look online about this car because
there's a brown. It's like a Chevy Caprice or something like that. It's that stellar car, but it's literally in like almost every scene.
I kind of vaguely
Jared Leto's
remember
character is just about to be like the brown car goes by.
Okay, here. If anybody wants to watch this movie, skip like 2 minutes ahead because we're gonna spoil it right now. It's 11:12 on my clock. When it hits 11:14. We'll stop talking about this movie. So 2 minutes, fast forward 2 minutes, And
if you haven't watched Little Things yet and you don't want the movie to be ruined for you.
Right. Starting now.
Now.
Okay. So we walked away going, well, it was him. It was Jared Leto's character because he had that box hidden. Why would he have that box hidden? He had all those articles. So we were like,
see, you went the way that Claire went. I went the complete opposite way. I say it wasn't Jared Leto's character. I think Jared Leto's character was like one of those guys that wanted the attention. Like he was almost like Joker from Batman, the Heath Ledger Joker. He was almost that
he was
character.
He was a crime fanatic. He loved crime stuff. So he could have been intrigued and kind of in thinking like
the thing that for me, like I said to Claire, that shows to me that he wasn't that guy was that Denzel Washington has the barrettes and throws the thing of barrettes into the fireplace.
Yeah, but he did that because he didn't want Malik's character to live in that pain or not knowing. So I think he wanted to give him closure.
That's
I know
what I said. He wanted to give Rami Malek's character closure just so he thought, like, to confirm to him that that's who it was.
Right. Because Denzel Washington's character
there was no proof that it was him. It was just the hypothesis that it was him.
Yeah, because Denzel Washington's character, he went through a lot because he ended up shooting a woman by mistake, and then he had to live with that. So now he's living with this horrible mistake he made, and he is just head bent on finding this person because he's been living it. It's destroyed his marriage, it's destroyed his life. So he didn't want Malik's character to go through that what he's going through.
Yeah.
So that's why he put the red beret in there to give him closure. And for him, it was sort of like if Jared Leto's character did do it, they went through all the, like, they were not going to have any, they had no hard evidence. They had
they had nothing. They would have been all circumstantial stuff.
Yeah. I'll have to look into the car, but I think we should stop. It's been 2 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, overall, I really liked the movie.
It was really well done.
Yeah,
I was glad it was on HBO Max because I said to Claire's, I never would have went to see that in the theater.
I wouldn't have either.
I would have, like, if one of you guys went and said something about it, I might have, like, waited till HBO had it anyways and then watched it.
It felt like a movie. It felt like a TV, not like a TV movie, but it felt like a movie I would have waited for it to come on HBO anyway.
Yeah.
So the fact that we got it right out of the gate on HBO, I mean, is a plus. But I mean, totally. I thought performances were great. Jared Leto was creepy as hell.
Yeah.
Very creepy. And I feel like he probably shaved out that beard and then he filmed his 2-minute appearance.
Exactly what I said to Claire. I was like, you could tell that he definitely was doing this movie when they got the call, like, hey, we need you for like 5 seconds for the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
He just like drove, like, they just went to a different lot and just shot it and then came back and did the rest of the movie.
Oh yeah, he probably filmed it sitting on a toilet and they put green screen all around him.
Yeah, just where they put the suit on, just jumped on a green screen and they just popped him into the.
And then one more thing, Mark. So way back in the 360 days, I know you probably haven't even started playing the game, but the Telltale series of The Walking Dead.
Never touched them.
Such an amazing game and series, right? And I finally dipped into the final season. I've been playing these one every year. I play. There's like I think 4 seasons or 5 seasons now. I'm playing the final season. And what happened was Telltale went out of business. Okay, so they went bankrupt. And then
it's kind of amazing because they had like a lot of properties. They had Game of Thrones. They had.
The problem is they were putting so many out. They weren't selling.
Yeah.
The thing is, having a game come out once a month or whatever. I think people got fatigued by it because they were pumping them out a lot, and they were all good, high quality. I think the Game of Thrones one was the weakest because it's so boring.
Game of Thrones by itself probably isn't the best.
Well, they weren't dealing with the main characters. It was like a side character, and I just didn't give a shit. But needless to say, The Walking Dead, I'm finally into playing the final season of the Telltale series, The Walking Dead. Highly recommend to anybody. But man, oh man, the emotional punches and gut punches you get I haven't cried to a game. Like, I got choked up because a character from the first game comes back, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And it's so crazy to think I started playing this on 360. I played a little bit on PS4, and now I'm on PS5, and I'm playing the final season. It's just been a long journey, but I love those games, and you should play. You own the first season. I highly recommend playing it.
I think I have I have that, and I think you guys gave me the Batman one, which I'll just never play.
That's a good one. The Batman one's awesome.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like you're in an interactive TV show. I mean, you're really following a great storyline, and you're not really. You don't have to memorize buttons because it tells you what to press.
Yeah, just one of those things. I'll never play it.
And you could get it done in a day. You could do one in a day.
Sure. Okay.
It's like 6 hours long. They're super short. Anyway.
All right.
I'm just I love it. Anyway, Mark, how's your week been?
Week was good. It was very laid back, nothing crazy. Didn't really get into anything. I did watch on Netflix the Crew, the Kevin James NASCAR show.
I have no idea what that is.
I know you'd never watch it, but it was just because it's a sports show. And I was like,
it exists.
Oh yeah, Kevin James has a Netflix show, and it's called The Crew, and it's based on he's a NASCAR crew chief, and it's all about the life of a NASCAR crew. It's a comedy.
It's a comedy. Is it a half hour?
Yeah, it's like a sitcom. It's got laugh track. Laugh track's annoying.
Oh God, laugh track.
Yeah, well, you definitely tell it was like a CBS produced thing or something like that. But it was for a Netflix comedy. It was okay. It wasn't any better than any other ones.
Yeah.
It wasn't any worse than any other ones.
Oh, the moment you mentioned laugh track, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I don't know why Netflix is still. All the Netflix comedies use the laugh track. I don't know why.
Yeah, didn't they use a laugh track on The Ranch?
They did. The Ranch had one.
That Kathy Bates one? That Kathy Bates one did?
I don't know. I didn't watch that one. But
I remember the trailer.
One that Gabriel Iglesias has one. Why? The Big Show has one. I don't know. They're addicted to the laugh track.
Okay. It's like, listen, I understand week to week or binge, but just get rid of the laugh track. We don't need to know when to laugh.
Yeah. It seems too forced in it. Like kills the jokes, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, a part of
the jokes, because you hear the laugh track, like, huh, yeah, that was funny. It's like there's no like natural laughter to it. There's like no.
It's almost like they're saying to the audience, "You're dumb. You're too dumb.
You're too dumb to know when to laugh. We're gonna tell you when to laugh."
When to laugh.
Yeah.
And like, listen, there are shows that have come out years ago that have ended and had a laugh track, and that was fine. But in 2021, 2020,
it's no need for it anymore.
There's no need for it. It's an old thing.
Audiences, I would hate to say the audience is smarter now, but the audience is like they understand what sitcoms are now. They don't need that. They've been enough of them. They've watched. They don't need the help.
I almost think, okay, I haven't watched this show, but in my mind, I would be more apt to watch it if it was more documentary style, right? Like, kind of The Office kind of feel, or Modern Family.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like the weirdness that happens in a NASCAR crew chief, like behind the scenes. I think that
if there was like there is Netflix does a series on the Formula One series, racing series, where it's all documentary style. It's the drivers and the owners and the guys that run the teams, all that stuff. And that is honestly like one of my most like favorite sports shows on TV. It's like you get like all the information, all the background stuff, and the different like.
But if Kevin James's show was
interviews and everything,
a spoof of that was a comedy.
If it was, that'd been fantastic.
I would even watched it. Because I worked the racetrack. You kind of know the
if it was kind of along the lines of the Jason Sudeikis soccer coach show, then I'd watch that, because that's kind of like that way. It's like a documentary.
People love the Ted Lasso show. I hear nothing but good things.
Yeah, or if it was like Brockmire, that'd be fantastic.
Right.
I love Brockmire.
I don't know why. I don't know. So how long did this show go on for? Was it like one of those
It was like 10 episodes. I'm assuming there's more seasons. There's going to be more seasons. It's like it kind of just came out.
Oh, okay.
The beginning of NASCAR season was last week, so they kind of it was on the NASCAR races. They talk about it, and don't forget to watch The Crew on Netflix.
Okay. So this was
Kevin James all over the races last week and everything, and
I like Kevin James.
They sponsored cars and all that stuff. So,
well, I mean, hopefully it does well.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten mixed reviews from racing fans. I'll say that. Some people don't like that it's too comedy driven. It's too
sticky.
Yeah, like there's the dumb driver and the ornery crew chief and the guy that built the car and the techie guy's a nerd and
it sounds bad already.
Yeah, it's got like the deep southern owner.
It sounds like stereotypes, big time.
It is. It's very stereotypes. It like hits on all that stuff. It's very like the guy that builds the car is an African American guy, but he's very like ornery and like don't touch my car, don't like that kind of guy. And the Indian guy is the tech guy, and his name's Amir. It's just very the sassy office manager lady. It's like they grab like all the stereotypes and just put them in, like idiot race car driver that doesn't know anything about the car but just drives it and is really good at it, like the Cole Trickle, like a very dumbed down.
Sounds horrible.
Cole Trickle.
Sounds bad.
Yeah,
on paper that sounds bad to me.
Yeah, on paper it doesn't. In real life, it's a little better, but not much.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. All right, Mark. Shall we hop into the news then?
Sure. What you got, Brian?
Well, okay.
What's the hot news.
The big.
You want me to talk about mine first?
Oh yeah, sure. Let's go into your news. Yeah.
So, playing around and checking around YouTube like I do during the week after WandaVision. I like to check what everyone else is thinking about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, funny thing you could do there. I came across this new show, which isn't really that new.
Yeah.
I guess it's been going on for a couple months now. I think they started it like late last year sometime.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's called From the Basement. And the reason why it perked my interest is the newest one debuted on February 17th, and it is the reuniting of the White Stripes.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I mean, you sent me the link.
20-minute set of the White Stripes, and they don't play like they play like one or two of the big songs, but they got some deep cuts in there. It's like songs like they played Blue Orchid first.
Yeah.
Party of Special Things to Do. Forever for Her, If Over is Over for Me.
Mm-hmm.
As Ugly as I Seem, Little Ghost, and Red Rain. So really deep White Stripe cuts.
Well, they just released their greatest hits album on vinyl not that long ago.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Then going through the description of the video, they talk about the show, and it's exclusive live music performances from some interesting A-list and emerging talents.
What's the name of the channel?
White Stripes. The From the Basement. It's just that's the name of the channel.
From the Basement. Yeah, okay.
Yep. The White Stripes, of course. Radiohead. Albert Heyman Jr., which I don't know who that is. Beck. Jarvis Cocker, which I don't know who that is. Sonic Youth. PJ Harvey. Marky Smith, again, don't know who that is. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Feist.
Nice.
So that was a favorite of yours. Thundercat. Don't know who that is. Jose Gonzalez. Gnarls Barkley, which would be a reunion from Gnarls Barkley because they haven't done anything
in a long
time. Iggy Pop and the Stooges.
Wow. I got to check this channel out.
Fleet Foxes.
Nice.
Band of Horses.
Nice.
Queens of the Stone Age. Which I was like, what? I got to watch that one now.
I know.
The Rockin' Tours.
Nice.
And then they say and many, many more. So
yeah. So this is a newer channel.
Yeah, I'd say like
a year.
Probably about a year, I guess, from looking at the channel's stuff.
I'll definitely
Yeah.
check it out, man.
Yeah, the ones
that's
that
exciting.
they've already like done and aired. Uh, Jose Gonzalez, like Sonic Youth was already been done. Radiohead and Queens of Stone Age.
It sounds like a channel I would just put on and just let all the videos just go.
Yeah, and it's great because I
I
think
wouldn't skip it.
from watching the video for the White Stripes, it looks like it's all shot at Jack White's studio. Cause it's very like old timey looking.
Yeah, it could be his studio in Tennessee.
Yeah, and like he makes all the crew guys, like all the roadie guys, have to wear like suits and hats and everything, which is kind of funny to me. And then like all the background decoration is very avant-garde Jack White kind of stuff.
Yeah. You know, did you ever see the episode Jack White was on? I think it was American Pickers.
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
they get the I think it's an elephant.
An elephant head. And they sell it to him. Yeah.
Yeah, and they put it up, and Jack White has them put him up in his studio.
Yeah, they get a tour of the studio and everything.
Yeah, that was the only time I was really excited to watch an American Pickers.
Yeah, there was that one. I've seen that one, and then I think Jack Black did a because he has his own YouTube channel. I remember him doing something where he went there and did some stuff with Tenacious D, and they filmed some stuff there. And I remember watching that, and that was pretty crazy.
Jack Black's YouTube channel is freaking nuts. I love it.
Yeah,
his kid does all the editing. It's like bonkers.
Yeah.
It's bonkers.
Yeah. But yeah, so From the Basement, that was the other thing I got into this week, was checking that out. So
cool.
I'll probably be delving deeper into that and watching the Queens of Stone Age one. So
oh, definitely. You know what? It gives me something to put on while I'm doing some work from home. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It gets me off of listening to the Foo Fighters album for like the bazillionth time. So
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's I could probably use some different music going on in my head.
Right. So a big trailer dropped this week. The Mortal Kombat trailer dropped.
Mortal Kombat.
And I'm like, this is it, baby. Like,
this is the Mortal Kombat movie we've been waiting for since the game came out.
The first Mortal Kombat movie I remember seeing as a kid, blown away. I know it was bad, but it wasn't
as bad as the other ones.
Yeah, all the
sequels. It was the best of the other ones.
Yeah.
Annihilation was terrible. Rebirth was an abomination.
But this has everything a Mortal Kombat fan wants.
And the great part about this one is that there's not like a big name person in it.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that characters can die.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens in Mortal Kombat. That's why it's called Mortal Kombat.
Dude, Sub-Zero,
he's a bad guy this time.
Well, yeah, they're all bad guys.
Well, in the original ones, he was a good guy. Remember, like he was on the human side, and now he's on the Outworld side. But now Scorpion's the good guy.
Dude, that fight scene in the trailer
where he makes the sword.
Yeah, he freezes it, and you just, and then like when he freezes the guy's arms and they blow off.
That's Jax.
Yeah.
Yeah. An actual good reason for Jax getting robot arms this time, as opposed to him just wanting to be a strong man.
Yeah. So it's going to be on HBO in March. I'm very excited. I'm going to watch that Friday night when it comes out.
And we're also not going to watch the trailer on this because we have other stuff to worry about. But
yeah.
But maybe we'll do a reaction to it.
We'll do a movie review when it drops. Maybe that weekend we can record. We also plan on doing the Justice League special. We'll do Mortal Kombat, probably like something similar we used to do, but we can have a guest on that wants to talk about it, or just
it'll be Rocky. Rocky's gonna come on and talk about it. We could say,
Mortal Kombat.
He's our DC fanboy, so
Rocky
he'd come on and tell us how he thinks it's good, and we could debate about how terrible it is.
But maybe for Mortal Kombat, if John watches and Rocky, we can have
we could do something like that. We
can have the four of us on.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just like, listen, blood, guts, gore. You nailed it, all of it in the trailer. Just please deliver a good.
Goro looks like Goro. He's got the arms and everything. He's jumping. Oh.
I was blown away. I was just like, yes. I watched that trailer multiple times. I am so stoked. Oh man, but
You know what my favorite part about it is? No
Yeah.
Johnny Cage.
Well, he could show
Worst
up.
character of all the Mortal Kombat characters,
Hey,
Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage, he hands out his autograph.
Worst character of all Mortal Kombat characters.
I could think of worse.
You know what? This actually gave me a little bit of hope for possibly seeing someday.
What?
An Injustice movie.
They're not. DC's not gonna let their characters do that on the big screen.
Why not? They do it with Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. We could go there. I mean, there's a great comic book.
It was a great comic book. It's a great video game.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd make a great cartoon movie, at least.
Yes, I could definitely see a cartoon movie. Definitely. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, live action, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. It would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they would do it. So another great trailer dropped, and this kind of caught me surprised. I don't know if you saw it yet, Mark. And it caught me surprised. It's on AMC, and Anna Murphy from Schitt's Creek is in it. And I'm like, oh, I love her. That's great. Let's see what she's doing next. And it's called Kevin Can Fuck Himself. And did you see the trailer?
I have not.
You should bring it up. You should bring it up the trailer. And it's called Kevin Can Fuck Himself on AMC. And watch it and you'll be like, wow, this is a coincidence. Bring it up. Maybe you could just watch it. You don't have to put it into the Zoom if you don't want. It looks like she's in a bad marriage, and it's like hunky dory.
Did you see the thing how it's exclusive, but it's only on Amazon Plus? I mean AMC Plus though.
I know, but it looks.
Which I'm not spending money to watch one show, so that won't happen.
I think it might be free. I don't know.
Amazon Plus or AMC Plus, whatever it is.
I have no idea, but anyway, I thought it was very WandaVision like. This woman is in a bad. She's trying to be like a perfect wife, and it's very sitcom-y with the laugh track.
Yeah.
And then she like is breaking. Like
she's imagining that she's in a sitcom and that she's in like a fancy, like one of those like Outer Banks, Dawson's Creek kind of shows.
I guess. I mean, I heard a laugh. It felt like a Kevin James sitcom.
No, but I'm talking about the other parts where she's like on the sunny like beach side.
She could be all it could all be in her head to
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like there's different
but very WandaVision
realities. It's very around the WandaVision-esque, yes. Yeah.
It's a shame that it is on AMC Plus because I'm not gonna pay for another streaming service. But
no, exactly, yeah.
It does look good. And I like Anna Murphy. I think she
I do too, yeah.
Yeah, so I hope it's a good show, and I hope
one of the breakouts I'd say from that Schitt's Creek show.
Yeah, I hope somehow we could watch it without paying for AMC Plus because I would definitely watch that show.
Yeah.
And then one last bit of news before we get into WandaVision. Last week, the Justice League trailer dropped, and I said,
yes.
Well, the aspect ratio is weird, and you're like, but no, it's normal on HBO Plus or whatever.
I didn't say that.
You said it's on HBO, but
it is on HBO. It's on HBO Max.
Yes, but the aspect ratio is the same as what I saw on Twitter, and I thought that was weird. So come to find out, the aspect ratio will be the same for the whole movie.
Okay.
Yes.
Is this actual news that people are talking about?
Yes.
Aspect ratio for a movie on HBO Max.
How do you think? Okay, here. How do you think the aspect ratio for this movie would be?
I don't care.
No, seriously, Mark. I mean,
I seriously don't care.
No,
why does this matter about anything?
This is just news. I'm
2160 by 1080.
It is not in widescreen.
Okay. 4:3?
Yeah.
It's in SD?
No, it's the bars are on the left and right. And it's not 4:3 exactly. But isn't this bizarre? So for this 4 hours.
So they're not changing it from movie screen aspect ratio to fit on television.
Right. So
it's going to be like center boxed.
Zack Snyder said.
So it's going to be upper and lower box and side boxes.
No. It's only the black or here. That's it. It's going to fill top to bottom. It's because that's how the frame would be when they did IMAX, when they film in IMAX. And he wants this whole movie to fit on an IMAX screen without any adjustment.
He does realize it's not going to be on IMAX. It's going to be on HBO Max, which is not IMAX.
In other countries, and he would like, I guess he would like to have this played on IMAX theater, which is possible at other places. But
I thought this isn't going anywhere but HBO Max.
No. Out of the US, it's going to theaters.
Really?
Yeah. That's what he wants.
You're going to pay to sit through a 4-hour movie?
I mean, Endgame was what, 3 hours?
Yeah, but it was good.
Mark, okay, stop. I'm not debating. We haven't watched it yet. I'm not going to make this.
What do you mean we haven't watched it yet? We have watched it. Everyone's seen this movie already.
Not this version.
Everyone's seen this movie.
All right, let's
stop
not argue.
with we haven't seen this movie yet.
We haven't.
That's the thing with this movie that's driving me insane. We've all sat through this movie once. Now we're being tricked into sitting through the same movie that's just been recut because some guy wants it recut. That's all this movie is. 4 hours.
Yes. A lot more than what we got.
That's all that's going on in this movie. We're getting like an actual like 20,
all right.
Like an hour extra difference because he's gonna throw in a different villain than the other guy put in
it. We bring down the Mark soapbox. It's not the conversation.
Makes no sense.
The conversation here.
Stop saying we've never seen this movie.
The conversation.
We have seen this movie.
The conversation here is the aspect ratio is gonna be bars on the left and right.
Who cares?
People are talking about it.
People need to get a hobby.
Well, wouldn't you be kind of confused if you saw a movie that had bars on the left and right? Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. If the next Star Wars movie came out and the bars were on the side,
you know why it wouldn't? Because the people who make Star Wars movies actually make them right the first time, in their opinion, and don't have them re-edited and air them after the fact because they get like pressured into it by fans.
All right. Relax.
And Disney would be smart enough, even if they did redo it, to actually adjust it to fit into the TV screens. They wouldn't waste the money on reshoots.
This is my thing. Why, for the TV, for HBO, why would we get that version? It's beyond me.
Because Zack Snyder has Warner Brothers so wrapped up in his imaginary world right now that they'll do anything to get people to like something that has DC on it.
Okay, that's your theory. I like it.
It's not my theory. It's true. They did a whole movie just because people whined enough.
Well, it's not. I mean, yeah, people wanted it, so they got it.
No, they didn't want it. They whined about it.
Whatever.
Because they thought they think Zack Snyder's some great director.
Into a bitch fest.
He has some other movie coming out now that supposedly is just as bad as the other ones he's put out.
All right. When we review the movie, maybe you shouldn't be. It should just be Rocky and me. Because I don't want to hear bitching and whining and fighting because nobody wants to hear that.
I'm not going to bitch and whine and fight about it.
Yeah.
But if it's a bad movie, I'm going to call it a bad movie.
Okay. But I'm not talking about.
You think it's a bad movie too? I don't know what your problem is.
Because all I'm talking about the aspect ratio. That's the news. I don't know.
I don't understand why that's news.
It is news because people are like, "Why is a movie coming out with bars on the left and right?"
Because they don't want to pay any more money to fix a movie.
Oh my God, that's not the reason. I gave you the reason.
Because Zack Snyder has hopes it'll someday see the real movie theaters.
All right, we're moving on. I'm done talking about this. All right, WandaVision.
Are you actually going to sit through all 4 hours straight?
No.
Thank you.
I'm going to watch it in parts, just like it.
I told Claire when we watched the trailer. She was like, we watched the trailer. She's like, wow, that's a long trailer. I go, you think that's a long trailer? Just wait and hear how long the movie is. And she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? How long is the movie going to be? I'm like, 4 hours. She's like, who in their right mind is going to sit through 4 hours of this? I was like,
well, it's going to be 4 parts, I think.
No, it's going to be 1 4-hour movie.
See, there was talk.
Remember, they had that big thing. We talked about this already. They were going to do 4 1-hour parts of this.
That's what I thought.
Then Zack Snyder threw a hissy fit and said it's not meant to be that way, and he wouldn't let it go unless it was only a 1 4-hour movie.
Oh,
So now they're going to show it as 1 4-hour movie.
Then I'll probably just watch it as I watched The Irishman, and that was over 3 hours. I like The Irishman. I know it was a good book.
The only movie I ever watched that was like long like that, I saw Dances with Wolves, and like I said to myself, never again will I sit through
Endgame.
A movie. Well, at least Endgame was interesting. I've actually watched Endgame last week, and it flew by. It wasn't even, you barely thought it was an hour and a half.
Okay. Are we
I just don't see how.
I will take the argument. If you like something, you will watch the 4 hours.
Yes.
It's just like binge watching a TV show for 8 hours.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. You can pause it. You can go pee.
I just want people to stop saying you haven't seen this movie. Yes, I have seen this movie.
No,
I saw it 2 years ago when it was in the theater. It's called the same exact thing.
We saw
and all it is re-edited. Cut.
We didn't see the footage. We saw the Josh Whedon footage.
All right. If this miraculously makes this movie better, I will admit that it's better.
Listen, I'm not saying it's going to be worse or better. I'm just telling you the facts that I know, that we're seeing footage that we've never seen before. That's
it better be more than it was in the trailer. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. I mean, the trailer, we've seen all that. You know?
We didn't see the Steppenwolf and Darkseid stuff, but...
Yeah, they looked better.
Yeah.
You know, they looked better. Anyway.
And that one little Jared Leto scene.
Joker, that was brand
that he shot when he was shooting Little Things.
Right,
which you'll never get me off that he literally shot that on a side stage while they were shooting Little Things. He just I did that really quick.
I think so. I think
he's got the same exact haircut and everything. It's like he literally just like walked over,
shaved the beard off,
shot it, and came back.
Yeah, probably.
I would be surprised if they digitized his beard off, like they did Cavill's mustache.
Oh God! Well, they learned their lesson, because they're going to be using the footage that was pre that, so they don't have to worry about spending all that money to wipe off a mustache.
Well, this added the money to taking it off of Jared Leto.
Leto's beard, yeah.
Yeah, they digitized his beard off. That's why he doesn't have as many facial tattoos, because they couldn't put the facial tattoos on top of the already digitized skin, so it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
All
right.
Oh, Justice League.
Are you done, Mark? You feel better now?
No, I won't feel better until people realize Justice League's a bad movie.
All right.
All right. WandaVision.
Jesus, Moses. So episode 7.
Episode 7. Breaking the fourth wall.
Holy mackerel! Because we got 2 episodes left, and
I mean, as soon as you saw the name of the episode, I kind of assumed they were going in the Modern Family vein.
Very The Office, Modern Family.
Well, The Office opening with the Modern Family shows.
Yes.
Setup.
Yes. Totally agree. I thought it was awesome. I was like, wow, nice. I like this, and it makes sense because we're getting so close for her.
Well, I'm assuming this after we've seen the episode. I'm assuming this is the last non-world type episode we're gonna see. I don't think we're gonna get another sitcom episode. I think now we're in the meat of the matter, as they would say.
Yeah, because she discovers who's
she things get involved in the end of the episode, which we'll get to.
Yeah. All right, Mark, take us through. In
the episode, the thing that I kind of picked up first off is Wanda is admitting defeat. That she says, she can't control everything anymore, and she's losing control to the boys because they're trying, they're playing their video games and the controllers are switching around and all this stuff's moving around and everything.
She's tired. Sorry, because it's the day after.
Ted Cruz is on my TV right now. I'm trying not to laugh.
Okay, so it's the day after because she's still wearing the costume in bed and she's exhausted. Yes. She used a lot of her power to
expand the hex.
And she blew Pedro across the front lawn there. Right at during the Halloween thing. Yeah. And she made a whole Halloween fest happen, right?
Yeah.
All these people were
and she brought all these kids back. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's freaking exhausted, and she needs a day to recoup. And it's sort of like that mother who just had it,
Yeah,
like it was
she
kind
needs
of
a
playing
day.
on that. She needs a day, and
She needs a day. She's had a day and she needs a day.
like the milk carton changing, everything's kind of changing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she
I
can't
was trying to
figure out
see like
why.
what it says missing on the back of it. Like I know there's a missing thing on the milk carton. I was trying
It's
to
a
see who that
boy.
was, but I didn't get it.
It's out of focus. But honestly, you know what I think? We now know those boys are fake. Like they were made up. Like
We
because
don't know that though. We don't really have the.
they completely disappear.
Well, we don't know if they disappeared or if they're being held.
I think
So that's a thing. That's a thing I asked about later on.
yeah.
So we go cut to Vision, who wakes up outside the circus, and the guy who was the sidekick to Hayward is now the strong man.
Yes. Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Then they say that, oh, you're supposed to be working with the escape artist, and it's Darcy.
You were right. You called it escape artist.
Yeah.
But she just goes like this.
She just breaks the chains and walks away. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they start walking through the circus, and I don't know if you caught this, but I caught it in my second viewing. There's a lady who's wearing like an orange fire, like a fire person that works with fire, pyro of some sort, and she's got like a scarf and she's waving around like this.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it, I'm like, I think that costume looks familiar. So I looked it up and I found it online. Someone talked about it. The costume that girl is wearing is the same costume as Firestar, who was a member of the X-Men.
Now, it could have been
So,
Easter egg.
X-Men reference, or just, I'm assuming she's not going to be Firestar, but there's an X-Men reference, which we already have a couple already. So I'm kind of going with my thought process here of what's going to happen towards the end of the season. So Darcy's doing the thing, and they walk around, and Vision does his mind zap thing, wakes Darcy up.
Yeah.
Then they escape in a funnel of love truck, which I thought was pretty hilarious. It's a funnel cake truck called Funnel of Love.
Yeah, and it's
pretty good. It was pretty good.
Yeah, I like how they're in this truck, and I'm like, but Vision can fly.
Exactly, that was my other thing.
My own thing.
But I think that it was because he wanted to talk to her.
Yeah.
So she wanted to like fill him in on everything. So she gives him basically his whole backstory in like a span of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
As they cut back to.
And they kept hitting red lights. Things keep getting in their way, and Vision's like, I think
she's Wanda's trying to hold me back, but then we found out it's probably not Wanda that's doing it. It's probably somebody else.
Yes.
Because then Wanda's back at the house doing the Modern Family like interview segments, like talking about like, everything's fine, and then a voice asks her, "Don't you think you deserve this?"
Yeah.
Which was like, ooh,
that was creepy.
Ooh.
She's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Are you supposed to be talking?
But later on, we find out who that person was that asked the question.
Right.
And it all makes sense.
Yeah.
So then we cut to Monica, who goes to the hill to meet with the person that she was going to meet with, and it ends up being nobody, just a random person.
All our theories out the window.
Everyone's theories out the window. Like I looked online last week and I watched all the different reactors to the thing. Everybody thought it had to be somebody.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it has to either be Reed Richards or Doctor Strange or this person, that person. Everyone had a theory of who it was going to be.
You should turn your TV off, Mark.
Absolutely nobody.
You should turn your TV off. You seem distracted.
No, Ted Cruz is still on the TV, and
I know, but why do you have it on? Just turn it off.
Well, because it just happened to be. It was in the background, so.
All right.
I was watching the confirmation hearings beforehand, but anyways, yeah, no one's on the hill.
Yeah,
just a bunch of sword military people.
What a cool truck!
It's like a moon truck from it reminded me of like Martian, like the Martian or Lost in Space. It was like one of those kind of space.
And they're so confident this is going to work. Oh, it's going to go.
Yeah, it's going to drive right through it. Yeah, it'd be no problem. Yeah.
And she gets the whole
my thing is I think that the person that was going to be on the hill isn't there yet.
No, that was
that
her.
person's going to show up.
No, that was her. They said it was her.
I know, but I think there's going to be someone else going to show up as
I
well.
don't think so. I think we're
she's going to need
past
another
that
person
part.
on the outside. Jimmy's going to need some help on the outside because it's going to be a 3-pronged battle here. There's going to be 2 fronts that they're going to battle on. There's going to be the Sword of Hayward's group trying to get in, and then Jimmy Woo's group's going to try to fight those guys to stop them from trying to get in.
I think you're overcomplicating it.
Monica's going to be fighting on the inside because she's on the inside now.
I think it's all going to be inside. Sword cannot penetrate that at all. We know this.
No, but I'm saying I think like Jimmy Woo's group's going to have to deal with Sword, Hayward's guys.
Yes, so they're going to have to fend them off almost. They're going to have to be like, hey.
The 2 different fronts are going to be, I'm saying.
Yeah, I think they're going to be like, you need to stop. You need to cool your jets. And that guy's like, no, we're going in. But I think ultimately, it's going to be it's going to be between Wanda and the people in there, you know?
Yeah. And then Monica breaks through. She runs through the hex.
What gave her the clue to run through, though? Because the truck wasn't going through it.
I think she just said that she just thinks she could do it because she's already been inside. So she has like the passcode.
As she's running, you see all this crazy
all the different
stuff,
voices.
And
you hear Captain Marvel's voice. You hear Samuel Jackson's voice. You hear her mom's voice.
She gets her power.
Well, you know how we all knew she was a superhero?
Huh.
Once she gets through the hex, she does superhero landing.
She did the 3-point
And as you know from
landing.
Deadpool, you're not a superhero unless you can do the superhero landing.
Yeah, the 3-point.
Yeah, the 3-point landing. Then you know you're officially in a superhero movie.
And her eyes change color.
Her eyes turn blue, yes, and she can see. And when she looks at the hex through her spectrum, that's the name of her character is going to be.
Yeah.
Not like the Xfinity spectrum or Comcast spectrum, the superhero spectrum. She lands and she looks at the hex and it's purple, which is not the color of Wanda. So more to that coming shortly.
Okay.
So Monica runs very fast compared to Vision, who seemed like it was taking forever to get there.
Wait.
But Monica literally passes where they are to get to the neighborhood.
You know why, Mark? Because Vision's purposely being pushed back. Like,
no, but Vision like flies out of the van.
Yeah.
After that, like before, like after Monica gets out.
Yeah.
But Monica somehow beats him, even though he's flying and she's running.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, which seemed weird to me.
Yeah, but we don't see Vision. Do we see Vision again after he leaves the van?
No.
We don't.
No, because he does the thing where he's doing an interview.
Yeah, he's like, why am I wasting time?
Why am I doing this? This isn't real.
And then he
takes the microphone off, and then he leaves the van through the roof.
But we don't see him again.
We don't. That's what I'm saying.
So he could be there watching because or plotting something. Because
I'm just like, how did he not land when Monica landed or got there before Monica did? Because
I feel like
he's Vision and he's much faster than anyone else.
Yeah, I feel like he has to be aware of what's happening and watching from afar because he probably knows that if he were to get involved, it's game over for him. Like, he's kind of like,
well, he knows he's dead now. Yeah. But anyways, so Monica gets to Wanda's house, confronts Wanda, tells her she can help her.
Yeah.
Wanda flips out.
That was a good moment.
Yeah.
When Wanda
flipped out. They do a random shot of Dottie, who we haven't seen in episodes.
Yeah.
Working on her flowers, which are yellow. There's a thing there that I have a theory on.
Okay.
So, because if you see outside the house, outside Wanda's house, all the plants are red, and outside Agnes's house, all the plants are purple. Outside Dottie's house, all the plants are yellow.
Interesting.
There's a thing there to that, I think. But anyways, so they do a quick shot of Dottie, who we haven't seen in forever.
Yeah.
Cut back. Agnes shows up, tells Monica she should leave, takes Wanda away. This is after Agnes had already taken the kids to her house, so Wanda could
give Wanda a break.
Give Wanda a break, yeah.
Yeah, and the kids at her house are like, they said to her.
Well, the one kid that has the telepath powers says she can't read her.
Yeah,
and he says that she says her bunny's name is Scratchy, which is the name of Agatha Harkness's son in the comic books.
Oh.
Which is a tip off to me of what happens when Wanda goes to Agnes's house and the boys aren't around, and Wanda goes, "Where are the boys?" And Agnes goes, "Oh, they must be playing downstairs in the basement."
Yeah.
Which to me, first off, was terrible babysitting. Why are my children in your basement?
They're bunnies.
Or they're bunnies now.
But they don't exist. Maybe they were bunnies the whole time.
Maybe they were. So Wanda goes in the basement, ends up in the Upside Down, which I thought was very funny to me. I was like, oh, she's in the Upside Down now all of a sudden.
It's very creepy down there.
Yeah, well, it's all just like very upside downy, vines and everything, and there's purple like gas around everything.
Yeah.
And she winds up in this room, which I'm assuming is the witch's coven. And sitting on the table is the Darkhold, which is a comic book thing from the comic books.
Yeah.
This is a book that we've seen before. You haven't seen before because you didn't watch the show. But it popped up in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The exact same book with the exact same look and everything.
Oh, wow.
And this book gives you anything that you desire. And it helps you get to that point. So if you say you want this, it'll do anything in its power to make that happen. Like so I'm thinking because there was the aura of purple was coming out of that book.
Okay.
So I'm thinking the book is what's giving Agatha her powers.
Yeah, there you go.
Because, as I just said, Agatha Harkness was revealed to be Agnes. Agnes comes downstairs petting her bunny and says she's also a witch, and her name is Agatha Harkness.
Yeah.
Who we've said possibly was who the person was almost from the beginning of the show.
No, we didn't. Not one time have either of us mentioned her name.
I said this.
No,
I've said this before that I thought Agnes was Agatha.
No, we said Mephisto the entire
I've said this
time.
before. We'll go back and look at the shows, but
we've never uttered her name. We were
I've
so
said
wrong.
It before.
No,
I know I have. Anyways,
if you have, I don't remember.
Pay attention.
Last week,
surprise.
We constantly said Mephisto.
Well, everyone, that's a theory too, which I don't think is a thing. Still got time, but who knows?
Well,
I think it's all from seeing this episode. I think everything is based on the Darkhold, because the Darkhold also has the power to pull things from other dimensions. And the commercial of this episode was for an antidepressant called Nexus.
Yeah.
Which in the comic books, the Nexus is the base of all universes. And in the comic books, Scarlet Witch, Wanda, is a Nexus being. She's able to travel through dimensions.
Okay, which she hasn't done yet.
And it would also be the reasoning why wrong Pietro was brought in from another dimension, because the one that's in this dimension is dead. So the Darkhold grabbed a facsimile of him and brought him from a different dimension, which would be how you got the Fox guy into the Marvel universe.
I also think, I love that connection, Mark. I also think, because the ending, we see that Pedro is still around, and he is not being beholden to Scarlet Witch's magic or anyone's magic.
That's not true.
Well, I feel like
I dispute that.
What if he is Mephisto?
He's not.
He is somebody.
He is not, because in the parts where they do the Agatha was behind it all.
Yeah.
With the Monsters theme music kind of behind it.
Yeah.
They do the different scenes of how she was controlling different things.
Yeah.
And they show the back of Pietro in the doorway, and behind him is the purple magic.
Oh, yeah,
and she's sitting on the lawn drinking her wine.
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right there.
He is being controlled by Agatha.
Okay, so...
Or by the Darkhold.
I like the fact that Mephisto, it's her. It's just one entity. They're not bringing Mephisto in.
Yeah.
It's Agatha that's behind this.
I think Agatha got a hold of the Darkhold, and that's what's causing this whole thing. Yeah. And the more I looked into the episode and thought about the episode, I thinking Dottie is the person Jimmy Woo was going to see at the very beginning of the whole, when he first showed up. He said he was looking for an informant, or he was coming to see somebody.
Yeah.
I think Dottie was that person, because that would make the connection for when he chimed in on the radio. Dottie was there with Wanda.
Yeah, I mean,
so that would make the sense of that connection, because this show's very much about like we just said earlier, the devil's in the details. Look at the little things.
Yeah.
And that's like one of those little things that they've been very like intricate in doing. Like, you have to pay attention to every scene. Who's in what scene when this happens? Who was in scene when that happened? Kind of thing. So I'm thinking showing Dottie in that scene where Jimmy Woo, and she was like breaking out of the thing and talking to Wanda, like, who are you? What is going on? I think because she was able to hear Jimmy Woo's voice, she recognized that, because she had already talked to that person.
Maybe.
So I'm thinking that might be that. Anyways.
Maybe.
And
I mean,
also I think Dottie, as I was saying earlier with the yellow, there is another witch in the Marvel universe who has yellow powers. And I think that might be Dottie. I think Dottie might be another.
I feel like we might
person.
get another reveal next week.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
I want to say,
but I initially think the hex is controlled by Agatha.
Yes, they plainly told us that. Yeah.
Yes, and I think then Wanda expanded the hex.
Yes,
which is why it turned red, because initially it was a clear, which I think was Agatha powers, but then when Wanda expanded it, it was Wanda powers, and that's why it's red and impenetrable.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like they're two powers combined in a weird way, feeding off of each other. And I feel like my theory is those kids don't exist. I feel like when she wakes up, she might forget about these kids. I feel like these.
Well, because now she's under Agatha's control, because she has like the purple, like there was a purple eye thing when.
Right.
So now she's like bewitched by Agatha.
It's gonna be interesting.
Interesting to, like, the thing I want to know is why is Agatha doing this? That's the question now, is what happened to Agatha that would make her mad at Wanda?
Well, I think next week we're gonna find out. I feel like it's this week, this Friday, we're gonna find out, because I feel like we gotta find out her background.
We gotta find out stuff before we get to the end battle.
Right, and we got 2 episodes left. Yeah. And the rumors are wrong. Someone came out with a rumor. The next 3 episodes are gonna be an hour each. No, this was 30-something minutes. And it pissed me off, because yet again, as soon as I'm like, what?
They're epic at it. They've gotten epic at it. But we had our first post-credit scene in this one.
Yeah, we got.
Because now we're in the real time, as opposed to sitcom time.
Well, Monica starts looking into
snooping around the house, snooping around Agatha's house. Snooper's gonna snoop.
Snoopers get stitches because Pedro shows up.
Yeah,
and so that's why I was like, is he someone? But you're totally right about that flashback. So he is.
Yeah, Agatha's controlling him the whole time, and Agatha's talking through him. That's why he's got the weird accent, and he's got the weird, because she doesn't know him, so she doesn't know how he acts. So it's like her like prodding Wanda through Pietro.
So I'm gonna make a statement, a bold statement here now. Okay, because this is one thing that bothered me. I'm like, okay, so Wanda and her brother come from Russia. They were experimented on.
Yeah.
She would not know any of these shows, right? She wouldn't.
No.
She's not from the United States. So why would she be being placed in them?
Yeah.
Now this makes more sense.
Well, unless it's like they're doing the whole thing of she learned English by watching American TV kind of thing.
Yeah, but we know that wasn't.
It's all like syndicated shows. It's not like, it's all very popular syndicated shows.
but okay, more practical because she's an Avenger. She doesn't have time. She's not watching TV.
Well, they had that whole time, like before Civil War, where they were all just sitting around and Vision was walking through walls and they weren't allowed to leave the.
Agatha, who probably has been alive for a very long time, knows these shows. And then when he goes to the Munsters sort of thing, when she does her thing, to me, it makes more sense that it's these things are coming from her.
And she did kill a dog.
Yeah, she did kill the dog.
That's the best part.
For me, it makes more logical sense. It comes from someone that would have a familiarity with these things.
Yeah.
Not Scarlet Witch. Because
we do know now that Vision's under Wanda's control. It wasn't Agatha that did it. Wanda did that, at least.
Oh, yeah, because they talked about they were going to put Vision back on. Someone was trying to put him back on.
Hayward wants to put Vision back online.
Yes, we discovered
but make him like a ultimate soldier as opposed to a sentient being.
Right.
But I think that's how it's going to be. The battle's going to go is Vision is going to be the one that's going to defeat, like be the person to unlock everybody kind of thing. Like he's going to unlock Dottie and unlock Pietro and unlock Wanda.
Right.
I mean, also, unfortunately, means we're going to have to go through another death of Vision.
Do we, though?
I think so. I think he's not going to make it through this.
Does this bring Vision back?
I don't think so.
No? You think so?
Because I did, like I said, I'd mentioned to you, I texted you during the week, and I did do an Endgame rewatch for a deep dive rewatch to see if there's any clues inside Endgame.
But Vision died in Infinity War.
He did. But they did a lot of the stuff with the mind, like the stones.
Yeah.
Because it was all about the time heist and the stones and where the stones were and where they went.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because what made me think about it is they do the whole thing in the Loki trailer where they show how he got the Tesseract.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if the TV show is connected to Endgame like that, then I'm pretty sure WandaVision there's something in Endgame that they Easter egged for WandaVision.
Right.
So the only thing that could possibly happen is at the end of the movie, as we all know, Captain America goes back into the hyper universe, whatever it was called.
He lives his life with Carter.
Yes, but before that, he returns all the stones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's only one stone they can't return. And Hawkeye references it earlier in the movie. You can't return the Soul Stone.
Right.
So the only stone that technically can be used, and it is a purple stone, or it's a yellow stone.
Yellow.
But an only stone that could possibly do anything in this series could be they have the Soul Stone. And they're going to use the Soul Stone to put inside Vision to bring Vision back and give him a soul.
Yeah. I don't know. It might be too much. It's complicated, though.
Because that's the only thing that couldn't happen. The other stone is the Mind Stone, which they don't show how they got the Mind Stone in the Endgame. Where they do like the jump back in time.
But I think they get the Mind Stone previously.
Well, the Mind Stone's inside the staff.
Yeah.
So they have that one.
Yeah.
But they return that back so they can make WandaVision, make Wanda.
You're overthinking it, Mark.
No, because listen to me.
Okay.
So in Endgame, they go back to get the staff, which has the Mind Stone inside it.
Yes.
And is being controlled by the Tesseract.
Yes. Which
is separate. Because Tesseract is in the briefcase. Even though the Mind Stone and the staff is blue, it's really a yellow stone, which they took, Hydra took, and made Wanda and Quicksilver, which then goes into Ultron's storyline
Mm-hmm.
But that Mind Stone was then either gotten back from Hydra or was somehow got to Tony Stark and he made Vision.
Yes.
So, being that, and them resetting time, basically,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't Vision have already been made?
To me, it hurts my brain. I feel like they're not going to.
I know. That's the thing I was thinking as I'm watching Endgame. Because if you think about it, because they say the whole thing with this was they have to put all the stones back where they got them from.
Yeah.
Thanos never happens in Endgame. At the end of Endgame, Thanos' snap never happened. Correct?
Yeah, I mean,
because it went back in time and reset time.
Well, they killed Thanos in the future, but the past Thanos is the one
that they
killed. They killed the Thanos that did the snap, but then the past Thanos who hadn't done the snap comes from the past to the future,
and they kill him.
And they kill.
Then he never existed.
Well, to that point, I guess.
Yeah, he never existed through time to make the snap happen.
Yeah.
So he never killed Vision.
Right. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
So the Vision corpse they have is,
but they still
from
had
that timeline
they
that
had to take the gem. He still was dead. They had to take the gem out of his forehead, so he couldn't exist without it. Right.
No, what I'm saying, but that stone is still around now.
Right. I mean,
so technically, they could put the stone back inside Vision,
or give him life another way,
and give him the Soul Stone.
Yeah, I feel like this could be a way to give us Vision back. I don't know. I mean,
that's my thought process.
Do we really want to see Vision die again? Because I don't.
No, because that was heartbreaking.
I mean, come on.
Ugh. See Wanda's face as he had his brain ripped out was painful.
Okay, so there's so many ways this could go, but this could be a redemption. This could give us a more honorable death for Vision, but I really think that Vision might be back at the end of this. I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
What if they finally break out of this hex and it's Scarlet Witch? What if Wanda is the one that can keep him alive? And then that's just it.
Well, that's the thing is I don't know how that's, but there's going to be something's going to happen. Someone's at least going to, someone's going to die. But anyways.
Yeah.
Or something's going to happen.
It's
there's going to be some kind of finality to it, at least. A little bit, at least.
Maybe we have an honorable death for Vision. Maybe Vision's he doesn't go out like a punk like he did. No,
he's definitely going to be in a battle of some sort.
He could save the woman he loves. Yeah. Right? I don't know.
Sacrifices himself to save Wanda.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I mean, there's so many.
Because there wouldn't be the reasoning that made me think this is there wouldn't be any reasoning for Darcy to bring up that the one thing that she's seen through all these episodes is that they really love each other. That's not faked. Everything else might be faked in the episodes.
Right.
The one thing that isn't faked is that you guys love each other.
Totally.
So there's going to be something that connects to that in the that's going on. I see that. Okay. Got the little sprig there, little loose guy there. But yeah, there's going to be something involving that because that's no reason for them just to say that without something.
Yeah.
Being involved in that.
Yeah, totally. You're right. Maybe this her seeing that there's real love there. I don't know. Maybe there's something to that. I think you're right.
Yeah.
But what if I think it would be kind of cool if Vision doesn't die again?
No, I think it'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Because we don't really have that many Avengers left because we already lost Captain America. We lost Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, not in the story, but we lost Black Panther. So you're already down 3 Avengers, and now if you lose.
Well, we're getting Vision, a whole new class. I mean, we won't have an Avengers.
Low. And Black Widow's dead in story, so you lost her too. So you're getting low on Avenger count. Because basically, it's down to Hawkeye and Thor.
It's going to be a whole new Avengers the next time we get an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole new
only 2 that are technically still on planet and still involved in things is Hawkeye and Incredible Hulk.
And Winter Soldier.
and Winter Soldier, but he wasn't really a member of the Avengers though.
But he could be now. Their team.
Yeah, so it'd be Falcon, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, possibly Quicksilver.
Maybe. I don't know. He doesn't exist.
Maybe Hugh Jackman shows up in the last episode.
Reanimated.
Yeah.
I don't know.
From a different dimension.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting, Mark. I mean, my prediction.
I mean, we got Monica Rambeau now as Spectrum. You got Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Captain Marvel is going to be part of the next Avengers.
Thor's out with the Asgardians of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called. Asgardians of the Galaxy.
So, Mark, your prediction for next week. What do you have a prediction for next week?
My prediction for next week, it's going to be at least part of it's going to be the reasoning. I'm hoping they're going to give us the reasoning why Agatha is doing what she's doing.
Yep. My prediction is exactly that, but I think my prediction is we'll find out those kids did not exist. And
I think that too. Yeah, I think that's a possibility too.
Yeah.
And I also think that the ending of the episode will have something to do with Hayward's version of Sword trying to get into the anomaly.
It could end on a cliffhanger.
That's what I'm saying. Ending with that, them attacking the anomaly, and the inside people going after the outside people.
Hayward is going to be a pain in the ass. For those guys. So
he's like the General Ross of this world.
He's my least interested person, though. It's like
there's got to be like the villain guy. There's got to be like
I know
the jerky government guy that's gonna ruin everything.
He's not like it's like he's just kind of like, generic in that sense.
He's generic bad guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm more interested. I think I'm interested to see what Pedro is going to do with Monica. I'm interested to see what Vision's been up to. So
yeah, well, Vision's it's going to be. I mean, there's also the possibility of Pietro bringing Monica down into the whatever they call it,
the coven.
The coven, and then Agatha tries to hex her, but she can't hex her because she's got the powers.
She got Spectre Vision.
They start fighting with Pietro, and then Vision shows up, and there's a whole that kicks off the finale.
Yeah. Other prediction: do we get one more sitcom? I think you're right. I don't think so.
I think we're done with the sitcoms.
Yeah.
Because we're caught up to date, basically. Because that was recently just ended. I think now we might be like reality show, maybe.
Ooh, I like that. I think a reality show might be like what kind
Wanda is the only person that sees it.
A reality show or a true crime, like a CSI, Law and Order sort of thing.
I was thinking more along the lines of like a Survivor, Big Brother kind of thing.
Ooh.
Like she's on a team and the other team.
They got to vote each other out.
Yeah.
They're not getting along.
But that's only her seeing it. Like only Wanda sees it that way.
Yeah.
Because she's now being hexed again by Agatha.
Right.
That she sees it as that's what's going on. But really on the outside, it's them actually fighting.
Yeah. Ooh, I mean, I like that. I like the idea of it being a reality show or a CSI sort of deal, like a true crime sort of.
No, I think of I lean it more towards the competitive reality show, like a Survivor, Big Brother kind of thing.
Yeah,
we're trying to get votes to see who's going to sort of stay in who gets voted out kind of thing, but really it's who gets killed.
So 1 out of 5. I give this episode 4.5.
I gave it a 4. It wasn't as good as the last one. It was still good, but it wasn't like as crazy as the last one. This one was a little bit.
What's a setup? Episode.
It's a setup episode for what's about to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't shocked by the Agatha reveal. It was kind of getting obvious.
I didn't.
Well, beginning of the episode, it kind of started to get obvious. Like, why would she just randomly show up to take the kids?
Well, yeah, I knew something.
And then why is she also being interviewed?
I knew something was going on.
Like, why is she also being interviewed?
Yeah.
If she's not in the.
But none of us saw that coming. My favorite was how our friend John in group chat, there was an article that had the Pops figure for Pedro, and it was in quotes. And then in the article, it said something like, "Is he really Nightmare or Mephisto?" And then John was just like, "I really think," it's like, we were all wrong. No Mephisto, no Nightmare.
Well, not yet, at least. We don't know
yet. And I don't think so. I think they're not.
I think it's all Darkhold. I think this whole thing is based from that book.
Yeah, but I mean, for a person,
because from Agents from S.H.I.E.L.D., that's exactly it. It's like this. If you've seen the episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that dealt with Darkhold, and it was also in Runaways too, the same book. They used it in Runaways as well, from what I found out from reading about the Darkhold. This is very much just starting to like after knowing that's what the whole shtick is, it now all makes sense. It threw a lot of things into place, like, oh, the Darkhold. That makes more sense. It makes that the Agatha thing now makes sense and everything. Because it's very much just like how it was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they used it. It was a Hydra person that used it, and it was this kind of thing where everyone got hexed and was thinking that something was happening that wasn't happening, and it's like the exact same kind of thing.
Right.
So
pretty
cool. Interesting to see how they resolve it.
Yeah. Well, I feel like next episode is going to be 30 minutes.
You still think there's going to be a big appearance? One more big appearance?
No, I don't think so.
Really? Nothing that connected to Doctor Strange?
Final episode, not the next episode, though. Final episode.
No, I know. I'm saying, there could be something on the next episode.
Final episode could have a mid-credit scene like we got, where it that connects to. Yeah.
He takes the book to connect it back to the reality.
Yeah, I feel like we might get, in Marvel fashion, a after the credits scene where it does connect it to Doctor Strange. I don't feel a need for them to show up in the show,
thing with the commercial, going back to the commercial, is it says Nexus. It'll root you to your reality. Like, kind of thing. So it's like being in the Nexus or being a part of the Nexus will bring you to what's really going on. It'll ground you.
Yeah.
So I think that's like something that's gonna, because it actually makes, and going back even more, last week's commercial with the Yo Magic ad, absorbing the magic from Wanda, basically is what Agatha's been doing. She's been draining Monica. So that so everything that's happening in those commercials was previous stuff that happened to Wanda, and now these new ones were like what is going to happen to Wanda.
Right. She's so drained by everything that's happening. She can't really, it's almost like she's so weak to even fight her way out of this. And Agatha's got her spell on her so tightly now and draining all that power. I mean, she's exhausted. I mean, so I think that's, now she can say who she is, because Wanda really has no power right now. She's kind of drained. So it's kind of like a moment to reveal herself to her.
Yeah.
So, and the kids, and she couldn't keep things anyway. Nothing was staying. So, I feel like the next episode will be under 40 minutes again. I think the credits.
Yeah, I think they're all about 30 some odd minutes or so.
Yeah, which is fine because it leaves you wanting more.
It does. Like, no! I don't want to. Yeah, it's like as soon as they end, you're like, oh, you son of a guns.
Oh, you bastards.
You rat bastards.
All right, Mark. Well, that's
got me again.
That's been a show.
It's been a show. It's been a good one. Thanks to WandaVision for keeping us going.
Did you see someone did an Excel spreadsheet? Literally all the Disney shows, every time, all the episode counts, and then every time a show ends, they do a making of. Like WandaVision, they're gonna have a making of.
Yes, they announced that they're gonna do Assembled.
Someone put a spreadsheet together. Literally takes us the entire year with all their shows.
Yeah,
it's like
it's the year of Marvel.
After this we have Winter Soldier.
And then after that's Loki.
Then the What If. Then
What If. Then Boba Fett.
No. Boba Fett happens near the end of the year, but there's like just a laundry list of like everything.
No, What If I think is going to take us to.
What If is in the summer.
Oh.
Hold on. No, it is nuts. Like, let's see. Hold on.
Anyways,
hold on. Let me see.
Instead of holding people up from what they want to be doing right now.
I know.
Brian looking up stuff on.
Okay, here. This was someone put together this Google spreadsheet.
So we got WandaVision, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier. And after that's Loki. Then after that's What If. Then after that is Hawkeye, but that's not till 2022. But there's 23 episodes supposedly of What If.
Yeah.
So that's going to take us right to Boba Fett. And then that'll take us to possibly Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah.
And then we got all those shows coming out.
I know. So we'll be active the whole year.
We'll be active. We'll have things for you.
All right, Mark. Well, we should wrap it up. We'll be back next week. And,
we will. We'll be back.
Like us on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook. Like us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube page. We post the show there as well. Please communicate to us your theories, thoughts on WandaVision. Let us know what you think's going on. Any theories you may have, we'll be sure to talk about them. If we get any good ones, we'll bring them up on next week's show. We'll be back next week for episode 8 of WandaVision and so much more. So until then, thanks for watching and good night.